Every time I see these gold balls, I think of Cole and Marmalade, the cat guy who's in Tampa, Florida now. He had a winning, YouTube channel with Cole. Cole wound up with cancer, and then it's mostly Marmalade, although he has like golden balls, like spy golden balls or something like that. So every time I see the gold balls, that's who I think of. So yesterday I went east, today I'm headed west, and that's the name of the game. That car looks almost exactly like a car my mom had. It's a little longer and bigger. That's probably a Taurus Ford. My mom's was a Ford Escort LS, I guess. It was, shorter, smaller. It was like that short, but that shape, an antenna up by the passenger window, like kind of either the driver's or passenger window. All I know is like you could never find it in a parking lot if you forgot where you parked, because it was so low under other cars and short. And everybody has to have, these days everybody has bigger cars in general, but so many people need to have trucks, SUVs, Cherokees, hybrids, that the little tiny cars get lost in the shuffle. So that's a special coffee shop, J'aime. Almost like Je t'aime would be I like you or I love you, but this is just I love. And the first location, which is still there, is in the Gayborhood over on 12th and like Chancellor 12th, just north of Locust Street, where the 12th Street Gym used to be. They tore down the 12th Street Gym. That was a major, devastating blow to the community. The 12th Street Gym was like the place to work out if you're into diversity and stuff like that. I loved it because it had a special city, like funky vibe, as opposed to like overly shiny, gyms. Like City Fitness is okay, but it doesn't have that funky. It's hard to explain. So equipment would be in different rooms because it would be like a couple old houses that were redone into a gym. So you would go up these stairs and over to the yoga studio or to the fitness studio. Then you'd go up these stairs and you would find the elliptical machines. And they had one big room where they had tons of cardiovascular equipment, and you could watch all the TVs. And way back in the day, you could bring in your own music and put them in the audio wall. So there would be a wall, you would put in your own CD, and it would be like number 6 CD. When you worked out on the elliptical machine or the treadmill, then you would choose the channel. And like channel 6 is where my CD is. The thing is, you could flip around. So if someone else brought in a better CD, like better music or music you haven't heard of in a long time, you could flip around and be like, oh my God, I can't believe someone brought in MacArthur's Park, Someone left the cake out in the rain. I don't think that I can take it, 'cause it took so long to make it, and I'll never have that recipe again, again. But it was a fusion, so, anyway, there was a whole CD that was a fusion, so it would fuse into the next dance music song. Anyway, those were the days. Good times until things started to dwindle. I had to move, so I no longer went to the 12th Street Gym, and then everything erupted in 2011, and there you have it. So we got a lot of work going on here. I didn't realize this. I wonder, can I go behind, or should I cross the street, or I might have to go along the cars here. Let's see. Lombard can be quite the adventure. Sort of scoot along really quick here. I guess I'll do and roofing here at this house. We'll go over here. Right. Roofing at 1738. Those were similar. Lemons, roofing inside with Pink Panther. I always think of the song Dead Ant. Dead Ant, dead ant, dead ant, dead ant, dead ant, dead ant. The thing is, I think of Dead Ant, and technically I was a daughter, a sister, and an aunt. I'm a sister and an aunt now. I'm not like a mom, a grandmother, a wife, or anything like that. So that song used to be used in the past for intimidation. It's hard to explain. It can actually be put through or sent. These days it's not that bad. I'm able to point it out and explain it. But if you get targeted, people who have abilities that most people don't understand can really emphasize that message. The thing is, I'm here on Naudane, and there was a woman who was burned in her basement, doused with gasoline, strapped up to a pole in her basement by the exterminator. And this is bringing back a memory. I woke up to a dream I was having, and a couple things happened. I totally forgot. So I woke up, and what I remember is a fire caught on my sleeve in my dream, and I was wearing a coat that it's like a shell of a coat. Technically it was a gift from a client who also was gifted that jacket or shell from like Schwartz Associates or something. It was a North Face shell, and in my dream that's what I was wearing, this gray bluish shell. It's a lightweight, very lightweight fleece, and I love it so much just because it fits me well, and I normally can't afford North Face, so anyway. But I woke up, and in the dream there was a fire that wouldn't go out on my right forearm, but on the sleeve, on the material. So and these are nice and bright. Yeah, it could look like Sephora or a jail cell, which is what they love to do in Philly. They love to talk about people being... Which way am I going? So anyway, all of a sudden I woke up, and I could hear, like, in my back of my brain, I kept hearing someone say pollen, 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 pollen. I was like, would someone kick that machine off? It happens to be the last name of a somewhat close-ish, distance-ish relative. It's someone I don't talk to that much, but I was like, someone kicked that machine, whatever. Sounded like a machine kept saying pollen, 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 pollen. Interestingly, I had neighbors whose names were Polly. Oh, I see. I used to live in this area. I lived one street over at 66 South 19th, you know, for all the years that I was harassed to death. And I realized we need to get a lot of work done here, construction-wise, during the holiday months, when everybody's busy and they're not paying that much attention. That's the message I got off of this. So anyway, I don't really care. You know, I'm sure a million people do. Or it's the only